Hello everyone, Mike with DiscGolfVanLife here, welcoming you to the final round of the 2025 Jonesboro Open, presented by Play It Again Sports and Westside Discs. If you haven't heard about round 1 already, stop right now and go watch it. Otherwise, spoiler alert, Kristin Lätt just shot second highest FPO round of the year and is currently sitting in first place. The rest of the field is going to have to tighten up and put in some work if they want a chance at catching her. But with 27 holes and rainy conditions, anything can happen. And I still got Rebecca Cox here on the mics with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate you having the FPO coverage.
And taking a look at that leaderboard, I mean, Kristin, 13 down. What can I say?
Yeah, with those 9 extra holes, I mean, she put together a really solid round.
And just well, here's our feature card. Changed up just a little bit from the first round. We got Kristin Lätt sitting in first place, obviously, and then we got yourself, Rebecca Cox, 4 down,
Yeah, got myself to lead, yeah.
and Catrina Allen. And last on the card, we still have Silva Saarinen. And we're gonna get started with hole 1. Is a 465-foot par 4.
Yeah, we have this massive downhill drive that we need to throw. There is a chance that you can go for the eagle by going over the OB on your drive, but you'll see probably most of the women just laying up to the bottom of the hill and trying to get that easy birdie.
Welcome first to the tee, the 2022 and 2024 Jonesboro Open champion from Pärnu, Estonia, Kristin Lätt.
Yeah, Kristin, first round, chose to lay up here. I'm imagining, as you said, everyone's probably going to do the same.
Yeah, the conditions were a little bit more wet that second round, so not really too many chances to be super aggressive in the fairway.
On the tee from Cincinnati, Ohio,
Good position.
Rebecca Cox.
Yeah, we did start to have some rain today. Still a little windy conditions. Maybe not as bad as round 1, but still a factor.
Next on the tee, the
Throw my
2021
savior up there, a
Jonesboro
little
Open
overstable
champion
mid-range.
from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Catrina Allen.
Yeah, really just trying to set yourself up to look at the basket, get a nice approach shot there. And Catrina went OB round 1. She's safe today.
Next on the tee from Oihti, Finland,
I made that
Silva
correction.
Saarinen.
Yeah. As I said, the wind conditions today slightly better. Yesterday was playing havoc with some of the discs.
I saw Silva the first round turn over this drive, so she makes that correction to make sure she's on the left side.
Yeah, first round she left herself cut off from her approach shot and ended up going OB on her second shot. Hopefully not going to happen today. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's my Orbit Glory, just an overstable fairway to get myself up to the basket.
Yeah, and it's nice having that tree laid down right by the basket. You can stop right there. Catrina taking it a little wide. Make for a difficult birdie putt there. And Kristin going inside, hits the tree. She might not have a putt from there either. Oh, you think so? Maybe.
I mean, maybe not an open one, but at least she's close.
Yeah, she might be able to step out to the side of that. Catrina just laying it up. Yeah, see, I think she was cut off. That tree was just in her face. Too much. Gonna have to settle for the par. And here you are with the birdie attempt. Knocking it down. Good start here.
Yeah, it always feels good to birdie this hole, so
Yeah, you're gonna have to put in a lot of work today. Yeah, I know there's 27 holes, so plenty of time to try and catch up with Kristin here. Silva also taking a birdie.
yeah, it's not too often we get to play 27 holes, so it's definitely not what we're used to, but it's nice to have those extra opportunities.
Both Kristin and Catrina taking their pars. Everyone with their umbrellas today. We're in for some rain, I'm sure, later in the round. And now we're on hole 2, 290-foot par 3.
Holes, that's pretty much a must-get birdie. It's a little bit uphill, but it's reachable. You're really just trying to throw a fairway driver or maybe a faster overstable driver that you can just pop up and let the disc do the work around that corner. The only major mistake that you can make is being early on those trees in the middle.
Yeah, being early, and I think maybe throwing a little too low and digging yourself into the ground early. Because there is kind of a ceiling out there that you have to deal with if you take more of the inside route. Silva parking it.
Beautiful shot.
Kristin just going to be on edge of circle. And Catrina, like I said, first round, she went a little low. Left herself really short. This time, nice. She gets it up wide right. Looking to skip towards the basket. Just outside of circle.
Yeah, I'm sure she wanted a little bit more off of that, but
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get some good ground play today. The ground being so wet. It's a lot softer. Trying to give it a good bid there. Tough going all uphill.
tight on that.
Let's see if Kristin can get that birdie for us. Nice solid putt from her. Really still just bringing it from round 1. I know the conditions are slightly different, but
Been my par, and Silva walks up to her park job. Very nice birdie.
yeah, Catrina with the par. Maybe Silva can start making something happen. All right, in hole 3. This is a 315 feet par 3.
Yeah, this hole is shaped very well for the forehand thrower. There is a backhand route, of course. It can be a little bit touchier of a shot, but it's possible. It's nice that this basket isn't elevated anymore. So really you're just looking to try and get to the edge of the circle that you can see from the tee pad.
Yeah, Silva trying the backhand route, and she gets it.
Oh, yeah. She has such great control with those understable discs.
Yeah, that's definitely the tougher of the two choices. The forehand is, easy hyzer. Just put it out wide and fade into the basket, just like we're going to see here from Kristin.
I should put a little bit of pepper on that so it's a little long.
See if you can get it a little more inside. The trouble with that is if you go too inside, you might clip them trees early, but you put it out wide enough.
Yeah. Yeah, a little low, but
Okay, let's see if Catrina can give us a backhand. More of a flex shot. I like Silva's. Hers was like a late turn.
yeah, this is gonna be a tough spot.
Yeah, she's just trying to lay it up there, get as close to the basket as she can, take her par. Kind of have a chance at throwing it in there.
Mini run.
I mean, those are tough bids. That's what, easily 80 feet probably.
Great birdie from Silva, picking up a stroke on Kristin.
Another park job, back-to-back birdies for Silva. She's gonna have to just keep that, but all of you, you're gonna have to just keep that coming. Hole after hole. Especially with Kristin taking on par. Like I said, we got 24 more opportunities here. All right, and that's going to lead us on to hole 4, 725-foot par 5.
This is a fun par 5 because it is eagleable, but most women in our division should be getting the birdie as long as you're staying in the fairway. As long as you're not making any major mistakes, it's a pretty straightforward hole. The tee is kind of downhill, but the rest of the hole is uphill, so it's just about navigating, staying in the fairway.
Sure. I think it's all about your second shot on this one. The off the tee is fairly simple, downhill, and then goes back uphill. I mean, you do have to hit this gap. Oh yeah, this is lace.
Yeah, she got a lot of distance on that one.
Oh, for sure. And then really it's all about that second shot. If you can crest that hillside and then start to glide towards the basket as we saw in first round, Cat Mert, she had a look for eagle. And she went over the catch cam on her second shot. I mean, even if you fall short, you can get a downhill putt, look at eagle. But then as you know, should be an easy birdie. Because you miss your eagle attempt, you still get a birdie. If you fall short and you're at the top of the hill on your approach, you'll get a birdie. Great drive from Catrina. You really just want to be out there. And there you are. Get yourself to the top of that hill. Didn't quite crest over it.
Still a bit of distance to bite off from back here.
Catrina managing to get a little bit further. All three of you, similar spots. Oh yeah, Kristin got way out here. Gonna make her approach shot much more doable.
Yeah, she's probably about 320-ish from right here.
Yeah, and she can try to crash into this green.
Oh, she went under the branch.
Yeah, barely missed that and parks it for that's gonna be a tap-in eagle. Like, we can give that to her for sure.
Yeah, usually that branch is a guardian branch, but she just went in the perfect spot.
And yeah, all three of you right here, great positions to just kind of lay it up and take a fairly easy birdie, honestly. Smart. Silva dropped that a little short, knowing that it was going to slide down the hill. Worst thing you could do right there is go for it, kind of give it a soft bid, and then it rolls down the hill.
Yeah, there's too much danger behind the basket for all that.
All right, you got us going with the first birdie. We're going to see Catrina Allen with her birdie attempt.
I mean, this putt could be kind of scary too, because if you don't make it, if you hit metal, there's a good chance it could catch an edge and just roll.
Yeah, the basket is on quite a bit of a slope. Oh. She didn't hit metal. She hit all chains and still spit out.
Yeah. Yeah, a little left side, but she sat right there, so that should be a par.
Easy birdie from Silva. Unfortunately, we're going to see Catrina tap in a par. But then we're going to have Kristin just dropping in an eagle.
Yeah, I mean, picture perfect.
All right, short little walk here on over to hole 5. It's a 360-foot par 3.
So we go from having a pretty straightforward, easy birdie to having a really, really difficult birdie. I think anybody would be happy to walk away with a par on this hole. It has a very much late turn type of flight for this shot, for the backhand.
Yeah, this one can be really difficult. We see Kristin trying to go like wide to the left with a turnover. Or like a flex shot. But that's difficult. You got to stay below the ceiling off the tee. And we see Silva more of a turnover shot. Wow, gets to the green inside circle.
Yeah, it gets that late finish, pushes past all the bushy stuff on the right.
Yeah, this is a tough one to fully execute. You just wanted a little bit more flip there.
Yeah. I mean, the mistake to make here is to be left rather than right, so
Yeah, you don't want to get into those
not too mad
trees
at
up
that.
there.
Yeah.
Ooh, kind of like what Catrina's doing. Yeah, that's going to be tough from there.
Yeah, and it has cleared up more in there over the years, but it's by no means clear. You're still fighting through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and lucky the time of year, everything's not all grown in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she got out. Okay. That'll work.
Yeah, she was able to get out from there.
Yeah, she's just on the edge of circle still. And you already called it. You're happy to take a par.
Yeah, it's a layup all day. Because that just drops off right behind the basket right there.
Yeah, these layups are scary.
So.
Even right there
Yeah.
with Kristin's, that started to pick up and roll. That could have
Mhm.
gone all the way down the other side of the hill. Ooh. Just off the top. Skipped off. Didn't roll, though. Should be able to make her comeback putt. Silva, after that drive.
Yeah, and that was another opportunity to take a stroke from Kristin there. I feel like maybe she went a little quick or something, but those are usually clutch putts for her.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't take her time. I feel like she normally goes through her routine, does her whole thing. She's not real quick with it. Unfortunate. Gonna have to settle for the par.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both her and Kristin now taking pars. And that's going to lead us on to this hole 6. It's going to be kind of blind off the tee. 560-foot par 4.
Yeah, so right now we're flying towards the landing zone about right here. Really, you just want to be out in the open. It really doesn't matter where you land. It's all about this upshot. Um, it's a pushing forehand shot that hyzers into this hill where the basket is. It can be a backhand shot, but it's a much easier forehand shot.
And as you said, just trying to get out there off the tee. Kind of hard to make a really big mistake off of this one. I mean, we do have wet conditions, so early release maybe could be the mistake that you don't want to make. Silva making it all the way around that corner, putting herself in a great position to attack the basket from there.
It's a sergeant that I'm throwing.
Yeah, these are some great shots.
But yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just pop like an overstable driver out there and just let it do its thing. It takes a lot of the extra work out of it. Yeah, a bit of a grip block there.
At least she didn't get stuck behind that
Yeah,
big
I
tree.
mean, the way it looked out of her hand, she's very happy to have a lie like that.
Wow, and then she got like a early release off that. Maybe slipped out of the hands. Silva trying to take a wide Anheuser shot there. Left it a little too
Yeah,
wide.
so for a player that doesn't have much of a strong forehand like Silva, it's just smart to just throw something straight and give yourself a look at it. So
Yeah,
she at least plays her game very well.
sure. Yeah, caught up a little early. Needed to swing that out a little
Yeah,
bit wider.
a little undercommitted maybe, but definitely not where you want to be.
Kristin keeping it low. Skip up that hill.
Yeah, great shot.
Yeah, great strategy there.
Yeah, and that right there is the difference between an easy birdie and a very difficult par save.
Yeah, and I mean, that's super smart. Like, a lot of people might go for more running the basket height, but that's going to have you skip way long. So she took it low and skipped into the hillside. Oh, so you're going to have to go with a forehand roller here.
Yeah, there's no way to get a disc through all that wood stuff.
Oh, curl up, curl up, curl up.
Little drive by right there, but I curl up right there, and that's not bad for where I was.
No, that was great. Those forehand rollers can be tricky. Especially right there. There's like there's a little cutout in the ground that we saw Silva stuck in on
Yeah.
her putt with round 1. Ooh. I felt the frustration with
That's
that one.
many a forehand roller. Yeah. Well, it just sucks when you throw such a good roller
Right,
and you
yeah,
don't make
you're
the
like,
putt.
I'm working hard for this, man.
Man, come on. All that work and where did it get me?
Give me my flowers. All right, bro, here's where it counts. You gotta maintain your composure after missing that putt. Is it just me? I feel like the comeback putt is like twice as strong. Like this is
Yeah, there's
going
definitely
in.
an element of like, oh, I'm so mad this is going in type of thing.
Yeah. All right, and those geese are gonna lead us on into hole 7.
Yeah.
That's a par 4, 585 feet.
So this par 4 is one where I really feel like it's another hole where it's okay to get the the par and just walk away. The drive is difficult because you have that little OB ditch down there. There is a layup possibility, but most people are going to be going for it for sure. And that's a little low, but her disc fights that tree like,
That's OB.
and just it goes OB. Yeah, you know, like 4 years ago, that probably would have been in bounds.
Oh, yeah, they
But they move that OB line up a little bit every year.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silva
That's a great shot.
just makes it across.
Yeah, that's really the challenge with this tee shot is keeping it high enough above those little trees that we saw Kristin kick through.
And Catrina kind of going at him. Falls a little short. She's going to be out of bounds as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big shot.
It's a big shot. I mean, the wet conditions do not help. The grip, the grip on your disc definitely affected. Wow, that's out of bounds too. This is a
Yeah, if
rough
you're not
one.
high enough, you're pretty much just hyzering into that stuff.
Yeah, you're really going to have to put some heat on this one to get up to the basket.
Yeah, I'm throwing my Orbit Sapphire and luckily got over the crest of that hill a little bit, giving myself a look for a putt.
Yeah, and that was perfect. Lucky to not keep going down that hill. You had hit it just right.
Yeah, very touchy shot from back here.
Catrina clips the top of that tree. That's gonna make, she's not even halfway up the hillside. Watch after that. So Kristin going around the right side. Smart from where she is.
Oh yeah, there's definitely an opening back there
Ooh.
if you can help it. It's not really one that a lot of people go for, but if you're in that position, it's perfect.
Yeah, it honestly makes attacking the basket a little safer as you're attacking up the hill as opposed to going down it.
Yeah, it takes that like drastic nose angle out of the equation and you just can throw a basic hyzer. Because this is just a blind shot, you can't see the basket, you're kind of just guessing.
Yeah,
And as you saw Kat, she just nuts herself too short.
yeah, I mean, it's difficult because you don't want to give it too much and go way down the hill. So you'd almost rather fall short and just be at the top like she did. Oh, with authority.
Yeah. I think that's the best par save I think that's the only par save I've ever had in my entire career on that hole. And I'm glad it was on camera because now I have proof.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk down about myself, but I don't even know if I could have ever ran that. That was, you miss it, you're all the way down that hill afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So Kristin after going around the right side of that tree. Ooh. Just off the side of the chains.
She almost saved that par, but she's going to take her first bogey of the whole tournament.
She's human. She's one of us. That's impressive, though. What is that? 20? She went bogey free the first round, so that's 27. And we're on hole 7. So 33 straight, 33 holes, no bogeys. Impressive. All right, hole 8, 255-foot par 3.
Yeah, another one of those quote unquote musket birdies. It's very reachable. You're really just looking to throw a backhand hyzer that you keep up with enough height so that way you can just sail down the fairway and land next to the basket. It's kind of on an edge of a hill, but most of them are.
Yeah, the difficulty comes in the fact that it's kind of a blind shot. You can maybe barely see the top of the band from the tee. So you're just trying to trust your disc, put it out there wide to the right, and then fade. And it's nice because you're going up a hill. So as long as you've got the right height and you're not too high, you can skip into the hill and up towards the basket. Taking more of an inside direct route. managed
A
to
bit
get
low.
just on the edge of the circle. And that's where it's going to be tough today in the rain and the wet conditions when maybe normally you're looking to get a nice skip just like that. Oh, yes. And
Great
maybe
shot.
today you don't really get that skip. Catrina a little short. I mean, maybe 40, 45 feet. And he left herself just outside of the circle. Is online for it.
Yeah, a little timid there.
I mean, I know you just drained the last one on 7, but similar situation where if you miss, you can go down that hill.
Yeah.
So that was a good hit on the pole. Great birdie from Kristin. And Kristen's going to be taking another one on the card with everybody else settling for pars on what you got. You know, this is kind of one of those you must make birdies, but
It's like right there on a silver platter for you.
yeah, 255. All right, that's going to bring us on to hole 9, 350-foot par 3.
Yeah, this is interesting. We have this left to right leaning fairway. We have this hazard area on the left side, excuse me, and the right side is just all woods. So really you're just looking to either throw a nice forehand that'll hyzer in or a backhand that will hopefully stay within bounds.
Yeah, most people are going to attack this with the forehand, I feel like. Kristin gets inside circle with that. Although Silva does do the backhand. Round 1, she took it long. And this is just a little too wide. And she's going to go into that hazard area you were talking about off to the left side. So she's going to be able to play it from there, but she still takes a stroke because of that. Getting down a nice forehand just on the edge of circle. That's going to be another one of those putts for you right there. Kind of downhill. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina. Oh, got all the ground play. I thought that was going to come up short. That's going to put her just on the edge of circle as well. Silva from the hazard kind of gave it a run. All right, let's see if you can do it again. Come on. I was wanting that one for you. As I'm sure you were too.
Oh, beautiful.
Good birdie from Catrina. She's been trying to stick around. We need to see something get started with her. Silva, after going in the hazard, that's going to leave her with a bogey. And you running those putts, this is the risk you take.
Off.
Left side.
The way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah. Is that one of them birdogies?
Oh, yeah.
All right, shouldn't be a problem for Kristin, as we've seen the entire tournament. Great birdie.
Oh, yeah.
Just extending her lead more and more. All right, now on to hole 10. Par 5, 818 feet.
Yeah, so the drive is pretty important here. There's an OB fence on the left side, there's woods on the right side. So really just staying in that grass area is going to be great. With the upshot, you can choose left or right of those trees in the middle. But as long as you're staying in the fairway, this should be a pretty straightforward birdie, but it can get a little tricky.
Yeah, Kristin testing that OB line, as you pointed out, on the left side there.
Cat just gets caught up in that shorter stuff up there.
Yeah, it looked to be like a little bit of an early release. Oh, kept fighting forward. At least she's not on the hillside still. Little low but safe, middle of the fairway.
See all that water just splash up when the disc hits.
Oh yeah, it's getting wet out there.
You can even hear it on the coverage too, the raindrops.
Oh, it's gonna be like that for a good portion of this round. It was pretty thick out there sometimes. I mean, you see Silva right there having to wipe her disc off multiple times.
It's just constant.
Yeah, you busted out the umbrella. Trying to take it around this left side.
Yeah, trying to creep up there. Left it a little low though.
And so Kristin was able to actually take some relief. That's actually, that fence has some barbed wire on it. So a little bit easier of a shot from here than it would have been. Still a tough shot though. She's really just trying to get some distance, get up there. Being a par 5, it is a little forgiving with some of your shots.
We're having that stake right there, but Cat has a great upshot here.
And if you didn't already know, it is raining. My lens is starting to get watered up. I think this might have been some of the worst of the tournament right here. It's going to be interesting to see how everyone handles these conditions. As you saw that disc glide through the grass, it just spraying up water. Nice turnover approach shot.
A little short.
Little short. I mean, you'll be able to throw in for birdie, but it's still easy par from there. Catrina really trying to get up there.
Much of a run from where I was at, so I'm just laying it up. That branch on the left side really takes up a lot of that space in circle 1 right there.
Ooh. Yeah, we saw in round 1, both Kristin and Catrina got caught up. Oh, yeah, actually pretty much similar spot to right here. And just as it was in your way, it's in her way as well.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Come
A
on
good
now.
bid, but that just
Come on.
rolls.
That was dirty.
Yeah, so many of these greens are on just slight enough of a hill that these things can happen.
Great comeback putt. I know it's for bogey, but those gotta feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid putt.
Yeah, and you miss one, and like your comeback is sometimes further, and then you make them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Silva. Save the par. And that's going to be another couple of pars to clean us up here. And then we're going to get headed into the extra holes that got added on. This is actually part of a separate course. And this is going to be hole B10, par 3, 430 feet.
Yeah, so that grouping of trees you see on the left side here is what you're trying to hyzer around. That's all OB, and also the clump of trees that's on the right side is also OB. So really you're just trying to throw a solid hyzer shot that gets around all the bushy stuff and just stays in bounds and hopefully skips down there to the basket.
Yeah, if you go OB, there is a drop zone that's quite a ways from the basket still, just at the beginning of this. Not too bad. Still going to be 50, 60 feet. Silva, I think, went long in round 1. Makes the correction. Comes up a little bit shorter this time. Not OB, though. Oh, yeah. Almost got yourself to edge of circle.
I threw a rive, so I got a good bit of skip off of my drive.
Catrina taking it just a little too wide.
Probably in bounds, but that's not where she wants to be.
Yeah, inbounds, but she's almost where the drop zone puts you at.
Mm-hmm.
Nice layup. Taking the par. This is a tough one to get for a birdie, honestly. 430 feet. Not for Kristin.
Yeah, she has the huge downhill putt.
She's like, you guys thought I was slowing down? It's like... Alright, so hard to follow that up, but Silva with her birdie attempt here. Decent bid. Oh, you didn't like that out of your hands?
No, I knew I was giving myself not the right putt. Yeah, a little off. Not the kind of mistakes you want to be making.
Yeah, that's another one of those, it seems when it comes in on the left side, it's a lot easier to spin out because of the attack angle. Trina solid right down the middle putt, taking her par. Silva, this is going to be for par. Yeah, it's going to be an unfortunate bogey for you here. All right, in hole B11, 215-foot par 3.
Pretty straightforward hole. We have a couple gaps off the tee, but really the one that will get you the closest to the basket is the left side gap. As long as you hit a gap, you should be okay, but it is a kind of a difficult tee just because the tee pad is elevated and obviously the conditions are a little wet.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the most difficult tee pads, at least with the conditions we have today, I think. Kristen trying that forehand.
And Kristin got that gap, but she put a little bit too much angle on that disc, so it just kind of rolled down the hill.
Yeah, it turned into a little bit of a cut roller there. That's a surprising shot shape to see on this one. I mean, you can definitely do it, but I would imagine the backhand hyzer is the go-to here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she does that because the forehand's more comfortable for her, or I'm not sure what her reasoning is, but that is surprising to me as well.
Silva taking that inside route. Got it a little low, but nice skip. Put her just outside of circle.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a matter of hitting the gap. I mean, ooh, she got right past that tree, barely. I mean, at least for me, I find a forehand is easier to hit a smaller gap as opposed to the backhand, but I'm no pro either.
Yeah, I'm kind of teeter-tottering on this tee pad a little bit, but I'm taking that inside gap with my compass.
Perfect. Inside circle. Probably like 20 feet, maybe. Kristen, after that cut roll, gonna have to just try to lay it up, get as close to the basket as she can, give herself an easy par. The rain is really coming down.
Yeah, it's funny to think that this is like our shortest hole of the whole tournament, and I think Kristin has missed it twice now.
Yeah, 215 feet, it probably is. I mean, it's as I said, it's got to be one of the worst tee pad conditions, though. And it's blind off the tee.
Yeah.
I think she clipped.
I mean, it's short, but there's a lot of elements
Yeah,
to this
she
hole, for
clipped one of
sure.
those trees in round 1 and swung her out short and wide. I'm sorry you had to relive that.
Yeah.
Frustrating. You took that inside gap you were talking about and everything. You did exactly what you wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just leaving yourself too low on the putt.
And those are the ones, I don't know about you, but those are the ones I can't stand the most. Like, I'd rather hit the band than hit the basket, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Oh,
never
yeah.
even gave it
At
a
least has
chance.
a chance when you hit the
Yeah.
band.
There you go. And I mean, you'd like to give up some to the rain and the wet conditions, but a putt that close, you're like, this is, man.
Right.
And then that's going to be a par for Catrina. And a par for Silva. It's going to be a par frame on the easiest hole of the course, maybe, or the shortest hole at least.
Right?
All right, it's going to lead us on to, so we're doing a front 13 and back 14. So this is the end of this front half. Hole B12, par 3, 305 feet.
So this is a pretty downhill hole. The main shot is a little forehand with a putter, possibly a mid-range if it's a little too windy. Not much of a backhand shot here.
Yeah, Kristen's probably throwing that harp of hers.
And as you can see, she did a great job keeping it up on the left side and just kind of letting it fly in towards the right.
Yeah, this is a tough one to judge the distance on. You can't see the basket off the tee, and you don't want to get a huge skip if you're in line with the tee. And then there's always the chance of it rolling.
Right. And that's the second time I've ever seen Silva throw a forehand in my life.
It
was
wasn't
right
that
there.
bad. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. I mean, it still doesn't look comfortable for her, but she's at least getting it in the right direction.
No,
And when
I
you're
feel
doing
you.
something new, that's really the most important thing.
I wasn't trying to call it out, but it does look a little awkward, especially compared to her
Yeah.
backhand that she's got dialed in.
Mm-hmm. But she'll get there. It just takes time, you know, building that confidence.
Great
Hit it a
shot.
little bit short, too. Yeah.
It's not too bad. I mean, you're kind of pin high. It was a great layup from her, though. Ooh, come on. Okay.
Yeah. There
I
you
was gonna say,
go.
that wasn't even really a bid. You're just kind of trying to lay up. Jeez, don't punish
Yeah.
her.
And like most of these baskets are on a slope, so you know you have to be extra careful on a lot of these shots.
Kristin, let's see if he's gonna run this one. Doesn't need to, but drains it anyway. Just padding her lead at this point. 20 down. Jesus. So Catrina just inside circle. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
I know from experience that the danger with pitch putt is being low because sometimes you do get that roll back.
She's been doing good afterwards, though, draining the putt immediately afterwards. Many people can fall apart at those points.
Getting a par here.
Yeah, you and Silva are going to wrap us up here in the front 13 at the 2025 Jonesboro Open. It's been great having you on the mics here for the first half of the final round.
Let's go ahead and pull up that leaderboard. No surprise there, where we see Kristin Lätt 20 down, 17 strokes ahead of Rebecca Cox, who at this point is vying for second place. If you've been enjoying this coverage, it would really mean a lot if you hit that like button, left us a comment, and maybe even subscribe. And be sure to come back to see what's shaping up to be a record-setting round.